All right, let's talk about the question of how. I think that question, how, is a losing question, all right? So I just think back to all the commitments that I made in my life, and I want you to think back to yours right now. So I remember when I was a kid, I wanted to be the best safety in the world, be a safety in the NFL, right? The next question out of my mouth was not this. Okay, I'm a kid, I'm 9 years old, I want to be the best safety in the world. How? That was not the question that I asked. And then when I wanted to become the best stage performer of my time, the next question out of my mouth wasn't this. How? When teams want to win the Super Bowl, they don't put their hands and they go, okay guys, let's win the Super Bowl. Ready? Break, let's win the Super Bowl. And then they don't turn to each other and go like this. How? How is a losing question. When JFK announced that we were going to put a man on the moon and return him safely to Earth, he didn't turn to the cameras and go, how? How comes from a certain place. It comes from a place of, we can't do it, we're not gonna do it, I'm too lazy to do it. So when people ask me that question, I always ask them, they ask me, how, Bo, how can I do it? I say to them, where does that question come from? And it comes from a place of doubt, like they just don't believe they can do it. So do you think JFK believed we could go to the moon? I don't know if he believed it or not, but we went there. We went there and no one asked, well, how? I became, one of the top safeties in the world. I never asked how, I just did it. You gotta be creative. You gotta be creative to make these dreams come true. So, when you're making commitments, when you're making declarations of your dreams, the next question isn't how. It's like, that's what we're doing, and the how will reveal itself once we get started on this path. So quit asking yourself how too early. It's a self-defeating prophecy. It just means you're not gonna get to work. So forget how for now, just make your declaration. That how is gonna stop you from any dream that you have, because you're gonna start getting in your head, you're gonna start thinking, well, how are we gonna do this? How am I gonna become the best safety? I don't know how. You'll figure it out if you have the big enough commitment, okay? So focus on your commitment, focus on the declaration of your dream, what you wanna be the best at, and the how will reveal itself to you. Get out there. Here's what I want you to do next. I want you to go over to boeason.com and I want you to download my free storytelling guide. And in there are all kinds of exercises to get you up on your feet, start developing and telling your story. You're also going to be the first to find out when a new video comes out, because the hardest thing about being the best and continuing to be the best is you have to be reminded of what is current. So you're going to be the first to know. We're going to keep you accountable. Go over to boeason.com. Continue to be the best.